What's going on YouTube? So this year is a big year for Chevy crossovers because we have some new models. First, you have the all-new Traverse, but next we have this all-new 2025 Chevy Equinox. Now we were able to take a first look at one of the auto shows earlier this year, but now we have the 2025 Equinox actually out in the natural daylight. This gives us a better opportunity to take a little bit of a more detailed look at this all-new model before it fully comes out. So let's go ahead and get into that. Now before we get into the styling of this particular model, I want to just kind of direct your attention over here to all the other Chevy crossovers. This is actually the entire lineup of Chevy crossovers all lined up, and you can really see that influence and evolution pass into this all-new version of the Equinox. Especially the Traverse, I can see a lot of influence from that model to this Equinox. What Chevy has done is really toughened this next generation model up. So you'll notice up in the front, things are going to be a lot boxier and more squared off. That's going to give it a more aggressive look. You are also, of course, going to have a different trim structure this year. What we have today is actually the active trim level. So that's going to be one that adds a little bit of a more rugged look and slightly more off-road capability. You'll have the smoked chrome that kind of runs through here. We've got the black bow tie badge, active branding, and again, a nice gloss black finish will be all throughout the front end. Now, in terms of our headlights, just like most Chevy crossovers, you have separated daytime running light and turn signal indicator up top. Then down below, we have our LED headlight, which is a projector style. We also have an LED fog light below that as well. And by the way, the overall body is 2.3 inches wider than the previous generation. Now, in terms of our wheels, of course, we've got a lot of different choices. Sizes will range from 17 all the way up to 20-inch alloy wheels. The 20-inch alloy will actually be the largest size that they've ever offered on Equinox, and it's going to be optional on the RS trim level. This Active, we're going to have kind of a more rugged design here. These are 17-inch alloys, but importantly, we do have the all-terrain tires. That's really the primary thing that's going to add a little bit more capability to the Active trim level. Equinox branding will be down here on the door, finished in black. We have a white mirror cap up here since we've got a two-tone model. Mason will talk about that in just a second. And we do additionally have blind spot monitoring.
Now here at the side of the all-new 2025 Equinox, we're going to see a very different shape than the current generation Equinox, that is for sure. Now, unfortunately, we don't have official length figures or anything. That will come out later when this vehicle is slotted to go on sale. But in terms of the design, what we can say is that it has a very good look. We have blacked out pieces for our lower window surrounds, and we also have kind of the floating roof effect, which is very similar to what we've seen on the all-new 2024 Traverse. Now, like Drew mentioned, we do have a white roof option. That's here on the active trim level. Of course, we don't have official information regarding this, but I would imagine that a black roof would be available on the RS trim level to give you that sporty look. We also have roof rails up at the top. They are the raised variety for this active trim. And then as we head around to the rear design, I really like the way this looks. Now, like we said, we saw it at the auto show briefly, but seeing it out here in person, it really has a very good look to it that's distinct in this segment. Now, up top, we do have a exposed or a spoiler area. It's actually a pretty aggressive spoiler. We have an exposed rear wiper, our blacked out Chevy bow tie, and then checking out our taillights. Very similar look to what you get on the Traverse. It kind of has, a slender look to it, and then it spreads out as we head to the rear. This appears to be a full LED taillight, so I really like that. As we drop down, we have Equinox branding, and then this area is going to be finished in a gray color for the active trim level. I am noticing you're not going to have any exposed exhaust outlets on this trim level, so do keep that in mind, but we do have a little bit of an indentation for it. I do also want to point out the tow rating is supposedly 1,500 pounds. Now, in terms of your safety systems, you are going to get 3 out of 4 active safety features as standard equipment for this all-new 2025 model, and adaptive cruise control, which is the optional system, can be had on this version as well. Now, one of the things I do want to point out is that at least at launch, Super Cruise is not going to be an available option like you would find on the Traverse. But guys, there's a lot to talk about on the inside, so let's go ahead and dive into that. But first, if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We may be young, but we love cars.
and we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars.
Now let's go ahead and check out the interior. Here's the key fob, typical Chevy key fob. You are gonna have, smart entry and remote start. And then we'll take a look inside this interior. Now I'm really happy to report that on this active trim level we're showing you right now, we have the special maple sugar interior color. And I have to say, compared to what we saw previously at the auto show, this really pops. I like this a lot more than the standard black. It's a really excellent look. It looks quite luxurious, and as you can see, just the seat design here, we have a lot going on. So through the center section, this is a kind of suede with a lot of perforation running through it. You see that same thing up here, active branding. Then you have kind of a cloth material that runs through here with piping and stitching on the bolsters. And like I said, overall, these look just absolutely very premium for this segment. As you can see, they're also power adjusting with two-way lumbar support. And then we also have memory seats as well. But let's go ahead and climb inside. Now that we are inside of this model, let's kind of go through the material choices in here. Again, this is a prototype vehicle, so some of this is subject to change. But in terms of over here, we have this kind of rubberized, textured material. It is padded and feels pretty nice. Top part of this door trim is hard touch, and we have a piano black accent through there. The upper part of the dashboard is a soft touch material. We have these vents that kind of jut out, and then you've got this nice piece of kind of leatherette running all through here in that same maple sugar color with a little piece of trim that sticks out through it. Overall, everything, even in this prototype, does feel very solidly put together. But since we're outside, we can go ahead and actually start it up. All right, so let's dig into the individual details. I'm going to start off with technology. So obviously the outgoing Equinox is pretty out of date. This one here is going to change that because we have a digital 11-inch display. This is standard on all trims, and you can change between a lot of different designs like you can on many other Chevy products. As we pull back to the steering wheel, you'll see a nice leather wrap steering wheel. We do have the black bow tie up there in the top. You are going to get a heated steering wheel, at least on your upper trim levels, and then you also have manual tilt and telescoping. Now, they've definitely done a lot over here with interior storage. So we'll start off underneath our center console. When I take that tray out of the way, you'll see that this is an extremely deep center console. Check that out, absolutely enormous. We also have a little slot there for a key. You've got two cup holders. We have a slot here for wireless phone charging, and that will definitely hold your phone in place nicely. Big storage area there, more USB connections, and then we even have a giant center pass-through. So this is a really impressive amount of storage for this segment. And part of that is because we have an electronic style shifter. So as you can see, you just kind of pull down for drive there, up for reverse. This is a prototype vehicle, so it doesn't appear. Oh, there it goes. The backup camera is just lagging there. We do have a 360 camera on board with this active trim level as well. Now, in terms of other things to take a look at, we've got a dual zone automatic climate control setup here. Nice and easy to operate with these controls. We have 3-stage heated seats and 3-stage ventilated seats. So obviously, a lot of vehicles in this segment don't even offer ventilation, so it's nice to know that that will be available on the Equinox. In terms of what we have up here with our display, 11.3-inch touchscreen display. This is running the latest General Motors software, so it is Android-based with Google Apps built in. So you'll have Maps, you'll have Google Assistant, all the things like that. Up above here, we've got the auto-dimming rear view mirror. It's also a digital camera rear view mirror. And this particular model does not have any sunroof, but a panoramic one will be available.
Now here in the rear seat area, we don't have official legroom and headroom figures. However, I'm 5'9", and in the quick time that I am back here, I have to say, there's lots of room. There's also lots of headroom. One thing that I've really kind of noticed when it comes to this new Equinox is it seems like a very tall vehicle, and that's going to translate to a lot of headroom. Now, in terms of features, now of course we don't have the full trim level breakdown. However, I can tell you that we have heated rear seats as an available option. That's something that's not offered on all the competition. Down below we also have vents, and we also have USB ports down in the very bottom area. We also have this really nice seat design that continues into the rear as well. We have a fold-down armrest with cup holders inside. And as far as the door trim is concerned, pretty nice one. We have that same leatherette material that's very durable feeling on the door trim, as well as some bottle storage down in the very bottom. Now, opening up the tailgate, we do have a power tailgate. And as far as this area is concerned, we have about 63.5 cubic feet as a maximum, according to Chevrolet. So we don't have the figure behind the second row, but as a maximum, 63.5 cubic feet. Now, that is a little bit less than some of the main rivals like Toyota RAV4, Honda CR-V, and competition like that, but that's a good amount of space for most families. As far as features are concerned, we do have a underfloor storage area. It actually goes all the way up underneath it here, and we have a spare tire integrated underneath. LED lighting on both sides, and we also have a 12-volt power outlet here on the right side. But let's go ahead and shut the cargo area up and talk about what you're going to find under the hood for this all-new Equinox model.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what you'll find under the hood of this all-new Equinox. So you've got a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, which is making 175 horsepower. In terms of the transmission, it's going to be two different ones. So actually, if you have the front-wheel drive models, you'll have a continuously variable transmission. But if you choose the all-wheel drive models, you'll instead have an 8-speed automatic transmission. And that, of course, does also tell you that you have front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive available. Now, in terms of fuel economy, obviously, they have not quite rated that yet. This model is scheduled to be on sale roughly in the middle of this year. So actually, you're not going to have to wait too much longer to get full details. We look forward to, of course, driving this as well on our channel and giving you guys all the impressions in the coming months. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to this channel when we will get our hands fully on this model, give you all those trim level details as well as full impressions coming soon.
And now let's talk about pricing for this all-new 2025 Equinox. Now, you may notice that I switched cars that I was standing in front of. That's because Chevy actually released the pricing just about a day after we filmed the Chevy Equinox. So we're giving you the most up-to-date information before our video is edited. So for pricing, this is official from Chevrolet. The LT is going to start at $28,600, and then you have the RS that starts at $33,000, and also starting at $33,000 is the Active trim level that you've seen in this video today. Now, of course, we do expect that there are going to be several option packages on those higher end models like the Active and RS to elevate the price probably to around a $40,000 maximum price. And if you're looking to buy a Chevy Equinox or any new vehicle, we would encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. Now, the reason you do that is because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price on your new vehicle. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, a link is provided in our video description, and we also have a pinned comment at the top of this video. And guys, that's going to be where we leave off on this really first look of the 2025 Chevy Equinox outside, at least. Of course, like Drew mentioned earlier, we will be extensively covering this vehicle on our channel, so do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button down below. If you're already a part of our family, thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.